Well, thanks for joining us here on KREM 2. I'm Jenny Power, and it's time to get an extended look at what you need to know when it comes to this weather impact alert, because it is going to be in place for both today and tomorrow, but for the same reasons here as the inland Northwest is preparing to see critical fire weather conditions. So let's take a look at the forecast and what we're seeing for the day today. It is going to be dry and gusty, and unfortunately, we know that very well here in the inland Northwest. That leads to critical fire weather danger, being that new fires could start and spread rapidly. So we want to try to do everything we can to avoid a spark starting, because things could quickly get out of control. We've got a few warnings to go over. The first one that I want to talk about is this red flag warning for the day today. It starts this afternoon and it lasts into tonight for these areas that are shaded in pink on your screen here, primarily impacting central Washington. So what you need to know with this is, in this area, wind gusts are going to be near 25 miles per hour, but relative humidity is going to be as low as 6% for parts of this region shaded in pink, and that is critically dry here. So very arid temperatures, little to no humidity when it is that dry out there. As we move forward into tomorrow, we also have this red flag warning still in place for central Washington, but then it spreads further east, encompassing much of the eastern half of the state there. And we're also going to be including Spokane County in that. Now, tomorrow with this red flag warning, the wind gusts are potentially going to be up near 35 miles per hour and the relative humidity between about 12 to 23%. But any relative humidity below 30% is considered very, very dry. So that is what we are faced over the next couple of days. When it comes to being prepared for wildfires, some of the reminders that are crucial is make sure that you have a plan and you know what to do in case an evacuation happens near you. Also, make sure that you have a way to listen to emergency channels and know the status of the fires, as well as get emergency updates on your phone. That's another very important thing. And also have emergency supplies and must-have items in your car or a go bag so that you can evacuate quickly and you're not trying to find items that you might need, like medication or pet food. Now, as we move forward, let's continue to break down a little bit about why this is happening. So what is going to be happening moving forward into tonight and tomorrow is the arrival of a dry cold front. So throughout this afternoon, plenty of sunshine. It is going to be very summery out there through the rest of the day. Overnight tonight, one thing to note is with the passage of that dry cold front, we have the very slight chance of some showers and potentially even some dry thunderstorms that could happen. And the dry thunderstorms, that could cause some issues because we are also pairing that with the critical fire danger that we are seeing, and so those lightning strikes could potentially be problematic. It's something to also be aware of, even though our chances are pretty low. As we move into tomorrow, it will be mostly dry and sunny, so feels very summer-like out there, but again, the relative humidity plus those elevated winds is why we're under that weather impact alert. Today, actually, our storm system chances have shifted a little bit in our convective outlook. So still seeing about that lower end chance of showers and dry thunderstorms, but now a little bit toward the Oregon border, as well as up in the North Idaho panhandle, still seeing those slight chances. Let's get into our winds, though, because that's going to be the main driver in some of this critical fire weather danger. It is first going to be picking up toward the central part of the state, out of the west-southwest here for the Okanagan Valley, as well as the Kittitas Valley and the Yakima Valley, seeing some of the stronger winds. But because of the incoming system that arrives for us tonight and into tomorrow, our winds are actually still going to be elevated toward the central part of the state. It's just by Wednesday, we're seeing more widespread the potential of gusty conditions. We're even seeing that through North Idaho. So North Idaho, still be fire aware as we move forward. Some of the strongest gusts, though, are going to be in central Washington and over the parts of the Cascade Gaps. Moving into Thursday also is still even going to be a little bit breezy. Temperatures this afternoon that we are seeing are well above our average, and in fact the hottest of the temperatures so far this year. So we're looking at some low 90s for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. 97 is the high for Moses Lake. We're looking at triple digits for Richland there, south in the lower Columbia Basin. 89 is the high for Republic and Bonners Ferry. We've got low 90s down on the Palouse. These temperatures that we are seeing are above average for Spokane, about 10 degrees above our average. Not quite to that record that was last set in 1960 with a high of 99, but folks, it's definitely going to be hot outside. Make sure you're taking all of the proper precautions to stay safe. Rainfall so far for the month of July, no measurable precipitation, but July and August are our driest months out of the year. I mean, our normal is below ½ an inch of rain for the entire month. But some reminders when it comes to these hot temperatures. When we are seeing air temperatures outside at 90 degrees, all it takes is about 10 minutes inside of a closed car for us to already jump into the triple digits. So reminders to never leave pets or children in the car, but especially when we are seeing this high of heat, even if you think it's going to be quick, folks, that is how quickly we fall into, or rise, I should say, up into the triple digits. After 20 minutes, we see internal vehicle temperatures up near 120 degrees, and then it just continues to progress the longer that we are seeing these temperatures outside and then within a closed vehicle. Some other things to note is that we could potentially see heat-related illnesses under these conditions, especially for folks that work outside or might be sensitive to the heat. So knowing the differences between heat exhaustion and heat stroke are going to be very important on a day like today, as so far it's going to be the hottest of the year that we've seen. So some of those differences include heat exhaustion, things like feeling faint or dizzy, excessive sweating, cool, pale, clammy skin, nausea, vomiting, and over toward heat stroke, we can see those different symptoms. A throbbing headache, no sweating is when we're seeing those symptoms of heat stroke, and your skin is red, hot, and dry. So some things to remember is that when we're seeing these conditions, some precautions to take is if you are seeing someone or you yourself are experiencing heat exhaustion, get to a cool, air-conditioned place, drink water if you're conscious, and take a cool shower or use a cold compress. However, if you see someone experiencing heat stroke, that is when you need to call 911. As we move forward and we take a look at what's to come, again, we're under this weather impact alert for the next 2 days. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit cooler because of that incoming dry cold front, but temperatures actually still a little bit above average. We're on par with our average by Thursday with highs in the low 80s, but through our extended forecast, folks, I mean, we are in for a stretch of mostly dry and sunny conditions, which is nice if you like the summer-like conditions to get outside, maybe on some of our local lakes or rivers. Of course, just be safe. Make sure you are wearing sunscreen, you are staying hydrated, and if you are someone who works outside a lot, make sure you have a good way to cool down effectively. Through this upcoming weekend, we're looking at highs a little bit more manageable there in the mid-80s, still definitely on the warmer side. It will be mostly sunny each day, and then early next week, we are going to watch for temperatures in the low 90s. But as we take an extended look at this forecast here, on Saturday, we do see the potential of another dry cold front arriving, so we could see some more fire danger for the first half of the weekend, but that's something that we are going to fine-tune a little bit closer to this upcoming weekend. But folks, unfortunately, we do know it well here in the inland Northwest. It is fire season, so we need to be extra careful, especially when we're faced with the critical fire danger today and into tomorrow. As always, you can stream our live local radar and get updates on the forecast whenever you like for free on the KREM 2 app. You can download this on both your TV or your phone.